that's all that
Do you dream about building a robot that's as big as a building and wields an oil tanker like a bat to beat the hell out of monsters that threaten humanity? Well, now you can. Guillermo del Toro's epic kaiju vs. robots film Pacific Rim has rolled out yet another clever marketing ploy, and this time, this one allows you to create your own Jaegerbot. You customize it with weapons, helm, and battle damage, and then you share it. I'm sure this is just a taste of the video game that has yet to be announced, but I precede myself. Want to know more? Go to apps.warnerbrothers.com/Pacific Rim/designer/US. Get ready to fall in love with vampires again. We're talking about the moody and retro Kiss of the Damned. This is everything you know and love about vampires. They're stylish, rich, and dangerously powerful. Forget those sparkly-ass mothers from Twilight. Kiss of the Damned has the fun, gothic European vamp vibe of the 60s and 70s. If you like Daughters of Darkness, or even the David Bowie flick The Hunger, Kiss of the Damned is going to be right up your alley. And did I mention, Kiss of the Damned features a bold, crazy good score by Steven Hofstetter. Kiss of the Damned is available on videos on demand on Amazon and iTunes and is screening in limited release. Fans of the soon-to-be-released Man of Steel film directed by Zack Snyder, starring Amy Adams and Henry Cavill, got a special treat this week when Dark Knight composer Hans Zimmer leaked a full preview of the Man of Steel soundtrack on SoundCloud. These tracks have some of the usual whistles and bells that are expected of Hans Zimmer, but with a little added, how should I say this, hope? Don't know if that makes any sense, but it's the best way I can describe it. The soundtrack will be available on June 11th in 2 editions, a regular version with 18 tracks and a deluxe edition that includes 6 additional tracks. Opening in theaters on June 14th, the highly anticipated action-adventure stars Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, and Russell Crowe. After a slow start from its release, Place to Be has found its home on MITng. Being the first to review this wonderfully crafted album as part of the newly weekly segment Underground Mondays, we've uncovered an instant hit. The Montreal singer-songwriter Matt Tomlinson has mixed the sounds of Andrew Bird and Canadian sweetheart Dan Magin by putting his twist on a genre that needs a fresh look. His whispery voice and creative instrumentation makes Place to Be not only an easy listen, but also one that you'll likely return to. Tracks like Philosophers and Wondering Why provide an example to why he has Album of the Year potential. Be sure to check out our review on him to find a link to his music. Fantasy author and good friend Philip Reeves did me the solid this week by allowing MITng to post his early review of Star Trek Into Darkness. You see, he's an English chap. And since England is much cooler than the US, the country Star Trek first aired in back in 1966, they received first looks at the J.J. Abrams follow-up. Makes sense to me. So what did Philip have to say about Into Darkness? This is an oddly earthbound Star Trek. The focus is all on the evil Cumberbatch and some shenanigans within Starfleet Command. So instead of pushing onwards and outwards, the story has to loop back to San Francisco for some collapsing skyscrapers and exploding, punchy climax. Right at the end, Kirk gets to quote the "To Boldly Go" speech, and under the closing credits, the old Star Trek music plays and the screen fills with vistas of the far, strange worlds and alien suns which the movie could have taken us to. But I guess that might have been too much fun. Because weirdly, I think this is a Star Trek movie that wants to be taken seriously. Sounds to me like Star Trek Into Darkness could use a bit more Trek. Philip's full in-depth review is available now at mitng.org. As 2013 shapes up to be a great year for music, the Brooklyn-based band The National's Trouble Will Find Me, which is set to release May 21st here in North America, is the most consistent and complete album released by the indie rockers to date. While still being a straightforward, accessible album, The National have found a way to keep every song on this LP exciting and emotional while having a lot of depth. At first, tracks like Sea of Love and Demons feel like regular singles by the band, but lyrically, structurally, and emotionally, these songs are far superior to the ones on past albums like High Violet or the ultra-acclaimed Boxer. Even the slower tracks like Heaven Face don't feel out of place. All the tracks flow perfectly into one another, leaving little friction for the listeners who are fans of the self-loathing and sad themes present in recent albums. Trouble Will Find Me is a must-have for your 2013 collection, and a perfect way to get into the Nationals collection of great music.
And now it's time for...
Beautiful, don't you think?
What?
The sunrise.
Terrific.
On May 23rd through the 26th, the signature pop culture experience of the Southwest, the annual Phoenix Comic Con, will be going on at the Phoenix Convention Center. With a number of celebrity guests on the roster, this year's event is guaranteed to be amazing. Among those that will be in attendance, actor Chandler Riggs from The Walking Dead, Eisner Award-winning author J. Michael Straczynski, True Blood's Kristen Bauer, and of course, yours truly. This 4-day event is going to be chock full of comic books, costume contests, signings, and much, much more. For more information, go to phoenixcomiccon.com. That's all one word, phoenixcomiccon.com.
But that's all you ever